Hi guys, Robert from Nomad Sweden here. You watch this channel because of the adventure bike trips to cool places and hopefully some entertainment. But I've gotten a few requests, and that's why I'm making this video, is how do I make these videos? Because of course a lot of time is not spent on the bike but here making the videos. So just got back from the UK trip, so that would be a perfect opportunity to show you how we get from this, the little storage drive with all the gigabytes of all the video footage from the trip, to the finished result. You can check if you haven't done that already, we have the full video from UK here. But yeah, let's get started. So let's plug this in. So on the disk I have transferred all the different video sources, like we have this 360 camera, we have the drone, the iPhone, some other participants of the trip, Samer's helmet, my helmet, Samer's mobiles, Stefan's mobile. So I just gather all the video that we gathered on the trip. So, and of course we're on the trip, but whatever, just pick up the mobile phone and shoot something. It's not planned production in that sense, where we have a storyboard. The trip is going to be like the trip is going to be. So we have all the video material here. And yeah, for the 360 camera, I'm not going to do a full tutorial on how to do that. But yeah, I have all the renders here of the 360 cam. So yeah, let's start my editing software, which is in this case Final Cut Pro. On my Mac you can use whatever and the process would be pretty much the same. So yeah, if you don't have Final Cut, squint your eyes and think about the software that you have. So I have here a project. I will make a new project here, UK trip, and let's have it in 4K and 25 frames per second. That's what I usually work in. Just create it, and we have the timeline. And now just get the files here over, not the raw 360 stuff, but just get it over to your project here. And that's the important thing with dates and time. Make sure that all cameras that you use before the trip has the correct date and time. If GoPro is out of battery for a while on the shelf, it will reset to some other date. Make sure it's the same, because now when I import this, it's all in date and time order. There are some differences, but in a general order. Here we have by date. So at the far bottom, I can see when we started, 9th of June. And here's all the videos from all the different sources. And I can also choose to just show me the Rob helmet stuff or Samer helmet stuff or everything. So now we're going to start the tedious work of just going through every single video file and see what we got there. And also here you need a little plan of what video are we actually going to make. In this case, it's a documentary of the UK trip. So the title will be UK something. So we don't want to spend the first 20 minutes just getting to UK. People want to dive right in. So I'm going to show you or the viewers just a little thing here. We start in the garage. Let's have something there, and I just add them to the timeline, whatever. It was raining a bit, so yeah, we can see the rain coming down there. Here we are. we're at there, and then perhaps we ride on to the ferry like this. Get on the boat. Get on the boat. Something like that. But we don't want to spend too much time getting there. It's, yeah, it was a bit rainy. Just go through every file like this and see what could be useful in the video later. Yeah, and here we are actually checking into the ferry to Newcastle. So this is something that people traveling to the UK may do. And so we can just show that we are here. Yeah, go up, we're here, we're tying the bikes down. Of course, this is a mandatory shot, like this. On the ferry. Ooh. Skål, skål. Yep, we need that. So we need to tell a story here, and that's why also the intercom audio is important. So at this point, we're trying to learn driving on the left side of the road. So there's some interesting dialogue there. Ja, nu ska vi in i en rondell till. Det blir spännande. We just landed in the UK. What's our feelings? What are the challenges? What are we doing? And so on. I actually did a little drone footage over the ferry, so maybe we can add that somewhere before we actually arrive here. Yeah, so now we land. This is very rough, so... Okay, so this is basically, let's not spend too much time on just making the full movie, but yeah, we get into the nice, beautiful parts and so on. So key points to think about here is that we need to keep the story together. So we cannot go from this clip and then just add a clip that shows me eating haggis. We're here and now we're eating haggis. We need to tie that together somehow. And so I think about that when I'm riding, just to get some video footage of every part of the trip so that I can show how we got somewhere and so on. But that doesn't always work. And I'll get to how to solve that. And sometimes I take up the camera and talk a little bit because I do voiceover on the video later to tell the story, but I also try to do that on the road. Waterburn Ranges, the military training area. And yeah, get those parts in there, so like so. So continuing like this for the whole trip and so on. So let's have a look at the actual project that we made. I put these clips together showing that we left the garage, went through rain. I used the 360 cam there, some shots here, just really quick, not spending a minute on just riding on the road. Now to put things together, we arrive here in the UK, it's starting to ride, but still you don't know what we're doing. And I don't have video footage of the plans and maps and stuff like that. So I spend a lot of time making maps like this. Also in the beginning here, we have these lines and stuff like that. And that's quite important, I think, to show you guys where we're going. For that, I use the simplest method that I have found, and that is on Mac using Keynote. Just make a presentation like this, delete everything. Now you want to get an image of a map. I usually go to just a web, mapbox.com is a nice place because I have an outdoors map there where I can yeah, get a nice image here. And if I want to, we started in Newcastle and we're going up to Edinburgh. This covers what we want to do. So I just take a screenshot, copy it, put it in the presentation here. I have a full tutorial on this, so you can watch this here, and here's the link. Then we go ahead and export that as a movie. So doing that, I get, as you can see here, I have the project. I'm storing, of course, the videos that we just had with the drone and everything, but I also have folders with all the different resources that I use. So I have created a lot of maps here. So we have the pool map down to pool. We have the Wales map. So I do all these in Keynote. And also some stuff that I just make routes on. And then I use that in the video, like this. So this map is just an image I found on the internets. Okay, so that helps us tell the story a bit. So we're here, and this is how we traveled. Next time we start riding here, and now I show the plan and type some text in the border to Scotland on all the places that I feel that I need a map. Usually at the beginning of a new day, we start riding here, and now the plan is to go up here. So we have video footage in order, and we have the maps, animations. And now I start actually spending a bit of money to make the video better. For instance, I come here to Newcastle. I have my own drone footage over the ferry, but we're in Newcastle and I want to show that a little bit more. So I actually have a service, Envato Elements, which has stock footage. So I see if I can find anything on Newcastle, and here we have a lot of stuff from Newcastle. So on small bits in the video, I want to show it here, and this is just some typical scenes from Newcastle. So that's just about 3-4 seconds with something there. Same thing in arriving into Edinburgh. I wanted to show just the overview of Edinburgh coming in there, and then over to my own shots. Other things that I do is I like to add some nice effects and things like that. Like here when we looked for the Loch Ness Monster, Nessie, we didn't see anything, but just as we left, here comes the the monster. So if I want to do that, I go to YouTube and I Google for green screen monster, let's say. I download these and I use, I actually use YouTube for video that I use in my videos also. So for that I use 4K video downloader. You can Google that also. So I just go into a video here, whatever video that I want. I copy the URL. I paste it here. Yeah, as high definition as possible, and download. So for that, I get these videos like that. There was the Loch Ness Monster 1 version of it, and so on. And I use that sometimes. So now another place where I spend money, which is one of the most important parts of any video, and that's music. And for music, I use Artlist, subscription-based, copyright-free. Whatever you use from this site is really high-quality stuff. You can use it freely without risking being demonetized or anything on your channel. So selecting music is really important for the feeling.
Yes.
And like here we have a beautiful day, it's morning, you don't want to pump up the rock volume right away, but for instance here, you want something soft, nice, and things like that. So I try to find that we have funny, carefree, hopeful, and yeah, all these different moods, themes, genres. Yeah, so something carefree would be nice. Just going through, and yeah, this is a nice morning. So I spend a lot of time just browsing music and so on. And I also have sound effects here, for instance. So if I here, because I also add sound effects. Here's a fishing town. We have a boat here, for instance. If I want some seagulls there to make the scene a bit more, yeah, fisher village. Yeah, just something like that. I download it, and then I add it to this scene. I can cut it here to just be in this part, and now we have some seagulls also. So I use music, sound effects, and so on to sort of emphasize or yeah, just add to the scenes. I've saved all the music that I downloaded in a folder here, and some things needs to be. Let's listen. Oh, sorry. This is great for as background when, yeah, for voiceover and you're starting to write for the day and so on. It's uplifting. Then we have Then I try to find some, we're in Scotland, and do some more cinematic stuff. So this is nice for drone footage and showing vast landscapes and a little bit Braveheart. So very important. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's that song actually. Yeah, so we have the maps and stock footage, YouTube footage. We have the music. Yeah, so now it's time for some voiceovers. And I usually type first what I want to say, exactly what I want to say here. So type a little script. So back in Sweden, we get on our bikes and so on. And then I record it using this microphone, and
So back in Sweden, we get on our bikes as usual with only some clothes and toothbrushes in the luggage.
Yeah, start telling the story. Of course, the music, I need to set the volumes for different parts of the clip. So when I start speaking, I lower the volume of the music and so on, just to get a good balance. I usually have my headphones on to get really detailed with the sound. So now it's time to sort of fine-tune stuff and move into color correction. The quality of video and how it looks is not my priority. That's where all our personalities comes in, but I'm not that bothered about having the most beautiful shots and cinematic views and making a Hollywood movie. I want to make an entertaining story with whatever material I have. So I try to make most clips have the same look, just generally. Some are too light, some are too warm, some are too cold. So, for instance, too warm image could look something like this, and the next clip could be very cold. So I try to get it on the same level. So once all the colors are pretty much equal or consistent, I add on top of the timeline, spanning over the whole video, sort of an artistic layer. I'll show you what I mean. This is sort of the mood filter. So it's called a LUT. And I use that to, I use some specific LUTs that I have. You can download them, buy them, whatever. So I use quite often from a guy called the Icelandic guy, and he has some done sort of styles. So the Stockholm Syndrome is one that I use, and as you can see, adding that gives the whole video a whole different color mood in a way. And if I choose a different one, retro, so just a little touch there, dark forest vibes. So I do that. In this case, I used the enhance it, and now it gets really intense, but then I mix it and just pull down, this is nothing, this is full, and I choose something in between, and then I can see without it, with it, without it, with it. So it makes the video pop a little bit more. So we're getting somewhere. We have this video. Let's go to Sterling. Now some
Today
music
we started riding
there.
up north, deep into Scotland, following some suggestions from James.
Maps, speech, music, things like that. When it comes to music, I also want to time the drops, or I'll show you what I mean. When I switch to something powerful or a drone shot or something, I want to time that with the music. As you can see here, let's listen to it first.
The tribute to Mr. Wallace.
Yeah, you heard just as the music went on there, I did the cut. So that's an important part of the music to make the drop. Like that. Another example of that might be here. Yeah, just timing, listen to the music, find the drop somewhere, and then switch to a drone shot or something else. That's really important. So I guess the video is starting to become finished in a way. I still go over it a lot of times, just watching, feeling, see if, is everything sounding, looking okay, and does it get boring at some point? Is it too long shots? And just be picky about that.
And I also make an intro to the video. You could start, of course, just first shot being from whenever we're in the garage here. So, but I want to promise something first. So usually I start with a screen like this, and when I go through and make this video, I also make notes of some really highlight pictures that represent this video. And I put some cool music to it and just let it go through some super highlight shots to give the viewer some idea of what you're going to see in this video. It's sort of a promise. Yeah, happy faces, cool shots, riding action and stuff like that. And you may have noticed that I used a commercial song here, the Proclaimers, On My Way. And that's the first time I did that, actually. I used a service called Licht. It's a site where you can get commercial music and license it. The price you pay depends on how big or how many views your YouTube channel has, but it's not much. I think I spent about €6 to be able to use this song on my site. And you can read on their site how it works. There's a process for because YouTube will pick up on that commercial track and say that it's a copyright violation, and then Licht will go in and clear that for you, and because you have a license and stuff like that. But for this video, I thought it would really add to the British and Scottish feeling to use that song. And I may do that in future songs also, videos. So, but for this video also, I thought I had an idea of an intro. And this is things that I think about even before we go. This intro that I had for the UK video is something I actually did before we went on the trip. And I thought that each country has such a unique culture and everything. So I thought, and especially UK, they have so much things that we have all experienced through television and movies and everything. So I thought I just pick some really British things like Monty Python, Fish and Chips, Tea Time. We have the Royals and James Bond, Beatles and stuff like that. And with a voiceover saying that, the Brits have these things. Now let's go and have a look at it. It's time to visit their island and see what's going on.
Let us therefore brace ourselves.
And Churchill is bracing himself for that. So that's pretty much the whole procedure. I export it and upload it to YouTube. Yeah, so this is a part of the YouTubing that I really like, to make these videos, because it's such a creative process and you need to love it to make something good. And when you're into that mindset, you start listening and watching on whatever you're looking into. This intro for this video was a documentary on Netflix that had a really nice intro and went over to the actual documentary with some sound and stuff. And I sort of copied that here, showing the British culture, then cutting over. And if you watched Yellowstone on television, they always cut to black and add a thump. Still with pride. So like this. The thump. I love that. And those sounds I also get from Artlist. If you're interested in Artlist, use my link. I don't get paid if you use that, but if you subscribe, then I get another month free, so I don't have to pay for it at least. Yeah, so this is the process. I hope you learned or picked up something. Ask questions in the comments if you have them on other tips and tricks and stuff like that. Remember, story is king. Have the story in place. Add to it by showing maps, voiceover to tell the audience what's happening, and use music to emphasize. Don't go wild. We still want to hear the engine sounds and stuff like that, but music can be really subtle and in the background and then powerful when you need it. So, yeah. All right, that's all from this tutorial. Long enough, but if you're here, you're interested in making the movies. So thanks for watching, and I'll do exactly this thing for the next video, which I hope you will watch. Cheers. See ya. Bye-bye.